Alright, hey everyone, welcome to this podcast that you will see every Friday. Basically, during this series, I will just talk about Age of Empires or anything going on in my day-to-day life. It's almost going to be like a vlog sort of thing without my face. And yeah, so today's topic is going to fall under that Age of Empires category I mentioned earlier. And it's going to be about where Age of Empires is going as a series in general. And basically, what I'm going to talk about is, can we expect to see Age of Empires 4 or even maybe Age of Mythology II? And yeah, I'm going to go over some sources about this and speculate on things that could go down in the Age of Empires saga. And my phone is frickin' ringing. I'm sorry, guys, if you hear that. It's just, well, actually, maybe you don't hear it, but whatever. First, I'm going to talk about what we should hopefully see in Age of Empires 4 or Age of Mythology 2 or whatever they make that will come out. First, I don't really want to see another Age of Empires Online. I mean, I'm sure the game was a lot better later in development, but I didn't really stick around that long, or I didn't bother to really play the game after a while to see if it got better after another update or something. But I think my biggest problem was because it was pretty much a cartoon game. You were controlling a bunch of like people who looked like they were like from Jimmy Neutron or something, or some other 3D animated show or cartoon. And yeah, it kind of I guess angered me as someone who aesthetically enjoys the Age of Empires universe, where it sticks to that realistic human sort of thing, you know, like realistic. Like Age of Empires 3 did this, and then Age of Empires Online didn't. And I mean, both games were kind of received somewhat badly among the franchise, but I'm sure it's all fine. But I mean, when you compare them side by side, I think Age of Empires Online, while it had some neat little aesthetic details and little things here and there, it was too cartoony and like asymmetrical in some regards, if you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I really don't want to see that in any installment that comes after Age of Empires Online. And now I will talk about if we can probably see one. And my answer is actually yes, just based on Wikipedia. And there's a bunch of like quotes from the creators of the games. And it's actually, it's pretty helpful. Bruce Shelley, the lead designer for Age of Empires, well, all the games, said that Age of Empires games are not about history itself, but rather about the human experience, and there is a link to the Wikipedia page right there. And then, the team had worried that they couldn't get away with a third historical-based game in reference to Age of Mythology, so they just chose to choose mythology as the setting, and I think that worked well. But I mean, historical games for real-time strategy are just not that common, and I think that's why Age of Empires is so fun, is because it's not like StarCraft or any other like modern to futuristic real-time strategy games that are out there right now. Because, you know, I mean, like, having all units being able to shoot stuff is a lot different than having some that can hit stuff or shoot it. There's like less variety there, and I think that's why I like historical strategy games better. Anyways, that also brings me to my next point. They focused on what the development team is what I mean by they, but they focused not simply on what humans had done, but what they could do in the future, such as going to space. And I already pointed this out. I do not really want an Age of Empires game that's post 18 or post 19th century, because I mean by then guns are like, you know, the #1 weapon, and you know, using ranged units for everything is kind of confusing, and that's probably why I suck at Age of Empires 3. I like Age of Empires 3 though, but you know, I mean, it was so different that I'm sure that's why it was received a little bit worse than all the other, or at least the other two Age of Empires games and Age of Mythology. So yeah, and while Bruce Shelley is saying that there is possibility for Age of Empires 4, an Age of Empires 4 like that I would not like to see. I kind of would like to see one in the historical setting of Age of Empires 1 and 2, but with like the graphics of Age of Empires 3. And I should also mention that I would also like to see the mechanics of Age of Empires 2, because that one pretty much had no rules and you were just free to do whatever the hell you wanted. I mean, you could destroy your town center and Persian douche someone, which, if you don't know, is just rebuilding your town center like right next to the enemy's town center. And it's best played as the Persians because they have extra range. But I will not talk about that strategy for too long. And I would also like to see another scenario editor, which, I mean, I don't remember if this was in AoEO, but I think a scenario editor would be nice, because that's kind of been like the feature I am best at in all of the Age of Empires games ever since I was like 8 years old. So yeah, but that's my thoughts on that. And well, by then I just mean Age of Empires 4. I mean, there's still Age of Empires 5 to talk about, but really, I think that if Age of Empires 5 is kind of like Age of Empires 1 and 2 again, that'd be fine. If 4 was like a remake of 1 and 5 was a remake of 2, that'd be hunky-dory in my eyes. And yeah, that's all I have to say about that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is just my opinion. So rate, comment, subscribe for more AoE content on my channel. I will see you guys all